Hey everybody, welcome back to an all-new episode of 10 to Life with me, Annie Elise. We are fresh back from CrimeCon. I met so many of you guys and it was amazing. I loved interacting with all of you guys. And a lot of the feedback that I got from you guys is like, hey, as things are breaking, as there's new updates, can you just kind of get back to the roots of how we started this channel? Like jump on the mic, give us the updates right away. And I would love to do that and I want to do that more, but as you know, YouTube's kind of like a pain in my ass and sometimes they take a while to approve my videos, but I am going to make a bigger effort to do that more because I feel like I used to live stream a lot and that kind of helped get the information out faster, even though YouTube would flag me after the fact. But anyways, I want to be able to just jump on here and talk with you guys as things are breaking. Which brings me to today's video, because this week there has been quite a few updates in the Madeline Soto case. To start, body cam footage has now been released, and there were 7 different videos released in total. Now, many people all along through this case have been questioning whether or not Maddie's mom, Jen, was involved, or if maybe she knew about things, essentially since the beginning when everything really started. However, now this new body cam footage, it kind of has brought a whole new level of questioning, and I can't say that I'm really shocked by it, but I will say that it definitely, and rightfully so, is making people question her even further. So we are going to go through all of it together, and I'm interested to know what you guys think about it. Are you picking up on what I'm picking up? Let's go through it together. Let's jump right in.
This is 10 to Life with Annie Elise.
So really quickly, for those of you who have no idea what I'm even talking about, what case this is, I'm going to give you guys just a very high-level brief background. I also will put a link in the pinned comment, as well as the description of this video, to the full episode where we did a mega deep dive on this case. So even if you are familiar with the case, you can check out the deep dive. You can see all the nitty gritty details that we uncovered. And then if you're not familiar and you're like, hey, Annie, this seems interesting, but I actually have no idea what's going on here. I need some context. Watch that video first, come back here, and it'll totally make sense. So let me give you a little bit of the backstory first. Madeline is a little girl who just turned 13. She went missing when she was reportedly dropped off at school by her mom's boyfriend. She never was there when the mom went to go pick her back up from school, so she reported her as missing. Come to find out, all of these things started happening. His device was seized. There were all sorts of explicit images and pictures depicting all sorts of things on his device. Then her body was recovered. She unfortunately was dead. They found all of this footage where it showed him driving away from the house that day before school, and it looked like Madeline was in the car, but that she had already been killed. Then he was seen on footage dumping her school-issued devices, her backpack, returning to the house, and it painted a really haunting picture. You have this creepo boyfriend who has all of this explicit material on his phone, so it's pretty obvious what was happening and what the dynamic of his relationship to Madeline was. Then you have this mom who was reporting her as missing, but seems like she might be covering for her boyfriend. You now have this little girl who was found dead, and you wonder what the motive was there. Was it accidental during one of these assaults? Was it to silence her? But anyway, the full deep dive of this episode, I will link it. That's just the high takeaway. So now we have this body cam footage that's showing what happened the evening that she was reported as missing, the demeanor of her mother, Jen, and the boyfriend, Stefan. So going into this footage, to start, when the police arrived to start figuring out where Madeline was, both her mom, Jen, and Jen's boyfriend, Stefan, were just extremely calm and kind of just standing still for the most part. Now, I get it. Everybody reacts differently, but most of the time, when a child is missing, the parents are definitely more panicked.
This is mom? Okay. Hi there.
Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office. Came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay. What's her name?
Madeline. Madeline.
Madeline. Last name?
Soto. Soto.
Soto.
Yeah.
Date of birth?
February 22nd, 2011.
February 27, 2000.
22nd,
Oh, sorry. 22nd,
2011.
2011.
Just had her 13th birthday.
13.
Charlie 45. What's the name of the single aid?
Madeline Soto, age 13. I'm trying to get a clothing description now. What was she last seen wearing?
26 County Charlie 45. People hit my call 931. It's the same call.
Green hoodie,
Green hoodie,
white Crocs,
white Crocs,
either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts.
Yeah.
black shorts. Okay. Black shorts. All right. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where they live. Okay.
I asked all of them.
Okay. Is this like? Does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
No.
Not typically.
No.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I get some.
Thank you.
No problem. And what school she goes to?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Hunters Creek Middle. All right. Cool. 125. Do you guys have? Do you have a picture of her? Can you airdrop it to me?
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture. I don't know which picture.
Anything recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I have to look at. What's up?
So there were a couple takeaways that I had from those first few minutes of interaction between the family and the police. To start, it was interesting that Jen corrected Stefan on Maddie wearing shorts, because if her story was that she hadn't seen Maddie that morning, how would she know? I mean, of course, theoretically, people do have Ring cameras, but obviously that's not what happened that morning. The other thing I noticed in all of this was that when the officer asked for a photo of Maddie, it took her quite a while to find a photo. Now, I don't know if I'm a stage mom, I don't know if I'm a freak of nature, but most moms are constantly taking pictures of their kids. And it kind of seemed like she had to go on social media just to find the most recent picture of Maddie at her birthday, then save it to her camera roll before the officer then helped her airdrop the photo. I personally have my kids on my wallpaper. I'm just like in their face all the time, probably unhealthy, but there was just something that didn't feel right about this. It kind of reminded me, and we're going to come back to this in a little bit, of the Orrin and Orson West case. Not only did this interview remind me of it, which I'm going to talk about later, this picture situation. Because do you remember, if you followed that case, you know what I'm talking about, it took forever for them to produce a photo, and they didn't even have any recent photos. There was another case like that too, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but any cases like that where it's a little bit challenging to produce a recent picture, feels a little bit of a red flag. And hello, I mean, not for nothing, but at this point, we know that Stefan had a truckload of photos of Madeline on his phone, which we know why he wasn't showing those photos to the police, but like, come on. That also, now that I'm saying this out loud though, do you remember the day that Madeline disappeared, Stefan accidentally factory reset his phone, but then they were able to go back in and recover all of the photos, all of the videos, because obviously they can do that. Could it be that she couldn't find a picture because she factory reset her phone as well? We don't know much about her involvement because she hasn't been charged with anything, but why else would you need to go to social media, save it, then airdrop it? Why wouldn't it be readily available on your phone? I know I'm going a little conspiracy here, guys. I'm just talking out loud. See, this is what I said, jumping back on the mic and just working through it together. But could that be why she didn't have a phone? Did they both factory reset? I don't know. But anyway, let's continue with the footage. So after that, the officer went over to talk to the other officers before going back in and asking more questions.
Does she have a phone number or a phone?
She does, but she left it at home today. I have it.
You have it.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about, does she have like an Apple Watch? No. Does she have
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
a school laptop? Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be.
If the Wi-Fi is turned on, It'll try to connect to any Wi-Fi.
So if I like circle here,
It connects to any
it's a good place to set up.
Just like,
Well, does she not have a history of running away or anything like that?
Never.
She's just hanging out and lost time kind of thing?
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like,
what spot
so she's embarrassed by this car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing, she's in the face.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Okay. Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called
She
school.
was walking in that direction, she was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
Okay.
What was the last thing you asked?
If she had went to school, I think that's what it was.
So I got confirmation from the school that she never made it. They sent me an email saying she didn't make it. But I also spoke to her or emailed one of her teachers directly, and he looked at all her attendance for all her periods and told me she didn't make it at all today.
Okay.
Now, Jen's body language really stood out to me at that point because when the officer had asked if Maddie's laptop was trackable, Jen said no. But when family behind her basically said it might be trackable, she began swaying and almost seemed like she was getting extremely nervous about it being tracked. And then, as the police continued getting information on the description of Maddie and when she was last seen, Jen just continued kind of swaying back and forth. But again, she didn't seem super panicked, and at one point, they were even laughing about tattoos.
Pursuing local, reference is 21 to a vehicle.
I think
Going
black
to be
shorts.
an unknown male, gray hoodie,
Saw
black
some
pants,
black
black
shorts
ski
and
mask,
white Crocs
black
with
gloves.
socks.
No further information, 1064, 1946.
And when was the last time you seen her? Do you know around what time?
Around 8:30, 8:40 when we dropped her off.
How tall is she?
5'1",
Weight?
110 pounds,
About 110, 112.
Hair color?
blonde.
Blonde, like a dirty blonde.
Like a dirty blonde?
Like, I don't know.
Okay. Eye color?
Blue.
Does she have any markings on her, like any scars or anything like
She
that?
has a distinctive beauty mark on her face here.
On her face?
On the face, like below the nose or near the nose?
Yeah, like right in that area there. It's very distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it. It's big.
Any other scars or anything like that? We should know?
Scars? No.
No.
Tattoo.
Tattoos?
No.
No.
You'd be surprised.
Then the principal called the phone.
I'm getting a random 407 number. Okay. Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Yes, 25.
No, currently the police officer's here right now.
Start getting the,
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can.
Now, I don't know about you, but if my kid was missing and I had no clue where they were, I wouldn't be saying that I was okay. I wouldn't be saying, how are you? I would be picking up that phone being like, hey, have you heard something? Did you find her? Frantic. Like I said, she just seemed unusually calm. And going back to the Orrin and Orson West case just for a moment, here's what I mean by the interview and the overall body language. Again, if you remember that, it felt very staged. It felt very rehearsed. They were saying, it was dark. It was cold. I opened the door. They were missing. To where when you're frantic in a moment like that, and again, I get everybody deals with it differently, it would be like, I dropped her off at school and then we came back and she wasn't there. I haven't seen her. I don't know. She had her backpack. I think she was wearing this, well, it looked like she was pulling her headphones out of her purse. Or her backpack. She took a left. It was just, to me, my opinion, and I could be wrong, felt scripted, felt rehearsed, and felt too calm. So then as the police started searching with the dog couldn't pick up her scent on the route that she would have taken. Eventually, they called the dog search off, and it seemed like they just thought that maybe Maddie had gone with a friend and left her phone at home, all on purpose.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. Let me go a little bit further that way, and then if he's acting up still, then I'm gonna call it, but...
You want to read?
No, he should still be okay. See you later. Oh, again. is like, I mean, if I had to guess, get out of there. If I had to guess, she probably went that way.
Yeah.
But, ow, dude. Just because also, he dumped her off here, or he dumped her off
You jumped off
up
back
ahead.
there,
Okay.
and she walked this way, coming down.
So her scent's probably all over here anyway. Yeah, that's a tough one. What are you telling me? You here? No. Okay. Yeah, we can call it. I don't know if we want to hold on to that or not. Because I bet, I can almost feel like tomorrow they're gonna find out she was either with a friend or she spent the night somewhere. Because she didn't want to go home or whatever. Or didn't want to go to school. Or she talked to somebody and she just deleted everything before she... They probably have tracking on her phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she probably knows it. So, yeah, we'll call it. He's just not... It's just hard. He's not giving me anything, like, decent. But, like, if I were to bet, it'd probably be that way, but... Come here, doofus.
And in another portion of footage, the officers were trying to figure out where exactly Madeline had been dropped off. Stefan was with them and was trying to, show them where he had dropped Madeline off at, which we know now was a moot point, but listen.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
So somewhere around here.
So yeah, somewhere, maybe not this one, but the next one possibly. It's right in this stretch. When we just came down and we drove about halfway down, she was like, that's good right here.
Okay.
The next portion of body cam released was the officers going through the surveillance footage from a local church to try to retrace Maddie's steps. Any view of surveillance was redacted, but they were able to see what looked to be a child sitting in the parking lot for around 10 minutes. And I just thought that this was interesting.
So, it's possible that she came here and sat in the parking lot for a while. It's blurry video, but it looks like a adolescent child sitting right there, and she's hitting. The people here said that they were adamant they seen her on the property, but like I said, it's a blurry video, and I don't see her getting into anybody's car in the video. I see her sitting on property for give or take 10 minutes, and then walking off property. I don't know which way she went from there. Around, like, I'll say...
Is there any way I can see something from it?
It's really blurry. It's like there's no possible way. You can ask them to see if they could allow you to see the video. I can't really grant that for you, and just have them see if they have them. But yeah, I had her sitting there, and then she walked right off property. I'm gonna send that to my detectives, see what they can do with that, and get more video.
Cameras like that show the bridge or anything?
No. Yeah. So yeah, I told your cousins earlier that over there in the other property have cameras. So Urbana. So we're gonna try to contact them and see if we can get those videos as well.
They initially thought that it could have been Madeline, but it was too blurry to tell, and of course we now know that that was definitely not her. But after all of this interview and this footage, we know Madeline's body was found several days after this, after the two of them reported her as missing. But like I said, this footage, and I want to know your thoughts, it just felt very calm. The story seemed rehearsed. Again, details that you might not think to immediately say, such as, we saw her walking away, I thought she was putting her headphones in, just very, very calm and very, very detailed. As we know, Stefan has been charged with her murder as well as capital sexual battery, lewd or lascivious acts, and unlawful possession of child materials. He's expected to go to trial in July, and I just have to say, guys, I think we're going to that trial. I'm going to see what the restrictions are, what's going on, but we've been at the Daybell trial, we're covering the Karen Reed trial. I think we're going to go to that trial. So let me know in the comments if you want us there for sure. But the big question now, especially coming off the heels of this footage, will her mom, Jen, be charged? Is she maybe now, I don't know, cooperating with law enforcement now that she's away from Stefan? Does he maybe not have this influence over her, this pull over her, this fear that he's instilling in her to where she'll maybe talk? Will it be proven that she was a co-conspirator, a witness, a tampering witness, whatever it may be? Or also, will there possibly be an immunity deal if she does agree to testify against him? Maybe they'll say, hey, tell us everything. Tell us when this all started, when it all went down, and then you'll get immunity, but you have to testify against him. What do you think? And again, I don't want to be reckless and paint her as a villain if she truly did not know anything, but I just, from day one, my gut is telling me, how could you not know something like that was going on in your house? But unfortunately, that does happen all the time where people don't know. But then, more than that, the story didn't feel right from the beginning. Now the body cam footage isn't sitting really right. And again, people react differently all sorts of ways, so it could just be a coincidence. But that's why I kind of posed the question to you guys. What do you think? Was she just a distraught, grieving mother, panicked, and she didn't know how to react, and she never knew any of this was happening in her own home, even though she said she needed human contact and it wasn't abnormal for her to be sleeping with her boyfriend? I mean, like, okay, then maybe you didn't know, but get better judgment, no offense. But do you think that? Or do you think she was complicit in this somehow? Maybe not knowing what had been happening for all of those years, but maybe helped him cover it up. And we still don't know what the motive here was, right? We don't know if something had gone too far in the middle of maybe a sexual act. We don't know. There was, of course, rumors of a potential pregnancy, and it was done as a cover-up, but nothing has come out of that indicating one way or another if that's true. We don't know why it escalated now to murder. So I think that's going to be really interesting to hopefully learn too. And maybe that is why there haven't been charges against Jen, because maybe she still is a huge component in piecing this together as the police are trying to like massage all the details and figure out what the truth is in this case. But again, I throw the question out to you. What do you guys think? I know this was a shorter video than usual, but I do want to get back into this routine of just like jumping on here with you guys, breaking things down as they're happening in real time. If you like this format, let me know in the comments. If you prefer to kind of just go back to like longer deep dives, let me know that too, where we wait and have all the information and then we do a singular video. But I kind of feel like let's get back to this. Let's get back to this where we just kind of like talk through things together. Maybe even start live streaming again. So if you don't want to miss any of these updates, make sure to hit subscribe really quick so that you don't miss them, because I'm going to be back on this mic fast all the time. And other than that, I will make sure to be keeping you updated. All right, guys, I hope you guys are all having a great day. Please try to stay safe out there. Make sound decisions. Keep your loved ones protected and safe. And until then, stay safe. How many more times can I say stay safe? Oh, actually, I can say it a million more times. We just got our new hoodies in that say stay safe on the back, our zip-up hoodies. So you can get those on our website, AnnieandElise.com. Until then, guess it, say it with me, stay safe. All right, bye, guys.